My name is Yohn Ellis. I'm currently pursuing my PhD out of Prairie View A&M University in electrical engineering. Right now, I work at Hewlett Packard in Spring, Texas as an engineering program manager. And on the side, I like to do a lot of philanthropic work.
All right, y'all. So originally, I remember you did computer engineering. I did electrical engineering, of course. So what made you want to, switch when you got your master's degree and then jump on to the best side, the electrical engineering side?
Well, it was real simple, man, coding. When I first entered as a freshman, I took some C++ classes, and that was kind of the differentiating factor between electrical and computer engineering. And when I was in high school, I liked to code. I didn't realize the magnitude of what coding was out the gate. And I just wanted to stay in that field. So I figured, why not switch it up and diversify my talents? So now I like to say I'm pretty good at coding, and I also understand some of the electrical components that go into a lot of the systems that are used to produce some of the great products that we do at HP, as well as in other endeavors as well. I got my master's doing electrical engineering, but I studied machine learning, artificial intelligence. So I got a good sense of using my skills to code in Python to do machine learning for predictive analysis and data and stuff like that. My thesis was on groundwater reservation in the state of Texas, where I created an algorithm to determine how much water we would have in our aquifers, because we have a drought issue in Texas, and with the population raising so much, we really got to consider how we conserve our resources.
All right, y'all. So what would you say is extremely beneficial when it comes down to majoring into both of these different tech fields? What's the best takeaway?
Well, not only can I code the stuff, I can also debug it and understand what's going on based on the physical things that are happening with what I'm working on. In this industry, the more skills that you have, the better, because when we run into a problem with something that we're producing as a demo or a mock-up, the code that's running it in the BIOS, I'm able to interpret it, but also to make sure that things are functioning properly with the keys that we're using. So when we run into problems within our company, I like to be able to say, yeah, Yohn is a person that can fix that.
All right, y'all. So what's something that you did not expect when it comes down to jumping into these two tech engineering fields?
I'll say the biggest surprise was it wasn't that difficult as I thought it would be. And don't get me wrong, engineering is very challenging, but I believe anybody can be an engineer if they really apply themselves. It does take a sacrifice. For me. It was my hair, some sleep, and maybe a couple parties, but that honestly was the biggest surprise I took away from this stuff. If you really study hard and apply yourself, engineering can come to you relatively simply. It's all in the numbers for the most part, and even the theory of the application of the numbers. So definitely one of the biggest surprises that I took going into this field of my career. I'm fortunate enough to have a great team that works with me to support me through some of the challenges that I might incur, because I'm the youngest person in my field, and I'm also the youngest person on my team right now. So I'm working with people that got 20 to 30 years of experience, and I bring a fresh air to them. So we always are able to collab, and ironically enough, we relate on a lot of things despite the gap in experience.
So what exactly drew you into philanthropy?
I would say the desire to bring change in the lives of people around me. I didn't grow up in poverty, and I didn't grow up in an abundance either. However, I did realize that both sides could use a helping hand, regardless of where they stand on that side of the coin, whether that be financial, emotional, or spiritual. I believe we all can help somebody in need. So with that, I serve in my community as well as others through my fraternity. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. I also serve on the executive board for the Change is Coming Scholarship Fund, where we provide scholarships to collegiate students to help them matriculate through their academic endeavors. And I also serve throughout various church organizations that I'm a member of. And all those organizations, I dedicate my time, talent, and treasure to try to help out as best as I can. One of the biggest misconceptions about philanthropic work is that you have to have a lot of money, but in all honesty, you don't. You really just gotta have a heart to serve.
Okay, y'all. So you mentioned that you're getting your PhD. So how was the process of going through grad school after getting your bachelor's?
So it wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it. Getting my master's really propelled me as far as the opportunities that I was afforded. I was able to intern with NASA because I got was working towards my master's. I also interned with like John Deere. And I even got the opportunity to intern with HP, which is my current employer, because I was pursuing my master's degree. And when they found out that I was pursuing a PhD, it really made me more attractive as far as a candidate for employment, because there aren't a lot of people pursuing higher education degrees as far as just getting a bachelor's. And graduate degrees are obtainable. They do require a lot of work. And unfortunately, they're expensive, but they have so many different resources out there, like the Change is Coming Scholarship Fund, shameless plug right there, where we try to help people out that are pursuing graduate degrees. So if you're interested in STEM, I most definitely recommend you do it, because it makes you so much more attractive as a candidate when you show that you took the time to extensively research an area or a field. My experiences alone getting my master's in machine learning, artificial intelligence, has really helped me right now in my current role. And I can honestly say the stuff that I use while working towards my PhD is helping me in my career real time, as far as time management, my attention to detail in the stuff that I do, as well as my work potentially being published because of the extensive research that I put into it and the effort. And last but not least, you get paid a lot more too when you got those grad degrees.
Okay, y'all. So touch on some of your experience, with being inside of tech and creating that technical heat. Let us know what you got going on behind the scenes of what you actually create.
I love it. I get to have my hand on some of the latest and greatest tech that's about to come out. I get to break stuff and get paid to fix it or find out new ways to make it better. And I used to do that a lot as a little kid, and I had to fix it because my parents weren't going to buy me a new one. So now when a product comes in, I get to put my hands on it and see it before it gets released, and also get to have a hand in developing and making it better. And it keeps me interested. It's never a same routine, boring day at work, and I get to work on the future. So what better way? I like to look at myself as a techie. So when I find out I get to test what new XYZ we're working on, it does get pretty fun. And I often find myself spend a lot of my free time working, but it doesn't even feel like work because I'm having fun with it.
All right, Yohn. So what's something that you would like a viewer to take away from you? If they didn't take anything else, what's some additional information that you would want them to know about Mr. Yohn?
I would want them to know that Yohn is someone who just worked hard to get the things he wanted, and it wasn't anything given to me. A big misconception is that a lot of times people like myself were the smartest person in the classroom. I wasn't. Or they were like super like antisocial, didn't know how to have fun, or was just all about the books. And that's so far from the truth, man. I spent a lot of time having fun in college. I listen to rap music, collect sneakers. I'm myself. And a lot of times they typecast engineers of who they are, what they like to do. And to the person that likes wearing Jordans, listens to hip hop music, enjoys a good social event, and likes to step out of their comfort zone and do different things like go to amusement parks and stuff like that, you can be an engineer too. You don't have to fit the stigma, the stereotype of what people perceive you to be or what you think that stereotype is. So believe in yourself first. You got to work hard, but it's worth it. If it's something that you really want to do, hold on to it. If you don't take nothing away from what I've told you today, because anything is possible if you put your mind to it, but you just got to hold yourself accountable for those things. Like you can't have big aspirations with little work ethic. Those two things don't exist. So I definitely like to share that with anybody that's watching this. Believe in yourself, and more so hold yourself accountable for the things you want.
All right, Yohn. So everybody at PV know that Yohn is a huge sneakerhead. He got the Red Octobers. He got multiple fly kicks. You keep up with the sneaker game. And I was just wondering, can you touch on your top 5 sneakers that you feel like is like the top of the top in your book? And also, how do you feel about the mags?
Yeah, so I definitely was known on campus for having shoes. I've been collecting sneakers since I was in middle school. I used to cut grass. Like that was how it all started. But my top 5 sneakers of all time that I personally own, everyone said a fan favorite is the Red Octobers. I actually won those in a raffle at a sneaker convention one time. So it was super lucky. But personally though, my favorite pairs are the Fire Red Jordan 5. That was the first Air Jordan I received as a Christmas gift. And I remember the first day I wore it to school, everybody was like, oh, that's so cool. I got a lot of attention for that. And then the runner-up would be the metallic Stealth 5s. I got those that same year, and it was like I hit them back to back with the sneakers. But after that, my feet got a lot bigger, so my parents weren't really able to just give me shoes like that. So that's when I got into cutting grass for shoes. I would help people with their homework for shoes. I did a lot of stuff to just get some of that side money up to buy some of the sneakers I want. And not to divvy too far away from the question, but those two, the Fragment Air Jordan 1 was my grail. I remember I woke up at like 6 in the morning and I just refreshed the Nike website to get the shoe and I didn't get them. So I had to pay resale for them. But that shoe definitely holds a lot of sentimental value to me. And then the Marvin the Martian 7, when I was in school, I had a lot of money problems because school was expensive. I had a lot of responsibilities I had to pay for. And in between getting my scholarships and just paying for everything, there were some shoes that I really wanted. And my mom knew I wanted them and I was too hesitant to ask because my pride wouldn't let me. And one day she just said, hey, I know you're really trying hard in school and we don't want you to get a job. We want you to focus on your studies. And she bought me those shoes. So I think that's 5, but those are arguably the most sentimental shoes that I own. They're not the most popular because of course I got the off-white ones. Everybody loves those. Or when I wear my Galaxy Rookie Posits, those really get a lot of attention because they glow in the dark and all that. I'm sort of a hype beast, I'm not gonna lie. So like, of course I got the Travis Scott collection. I got a lot of shoes from that. And fortunately enough, I've been able to get those shoes for retail for the most part. I haven't had to go too crazy on resale, but man, sneakers are just a part of the culture for me. I was very big into just like having the flyest kicks and I worked hard for them. So that really put a lot of pride into me, but I'm not one of those people that hoard shoes and like keep them in the closet and never wear them. You will see me in my shoes because I like how I feel when I wear them. Additionally, the Nike Air Mag that you're talking about, man, that's the most futuristic shoe I ever had, like the auto lacing technology. And I never really watched Back to the Future as a little kid because it just wasn't that interesting to me. But when I saw those shoes, that auto lace on the hoverboard, I thought it was like the flyest thing ever. Unfortunately, I don't got a couple of $100,000 to drop on those shoes. And I don't want to get like a replica or anything like that. So that's just going to be one of those things that I just always appreciate from the distance, unless I find a raffle or something where they auction those off. Because I might throw a couple bands into a raffle for them. But yeah, sneakers has always been a part of me. And I really like the fact that it's true to who I am, because when I'm in public settings with some of my tech colleagues and I got my sneakers on, it catches some attention because people that aren't into the tech industry, they see that and they relate. So it's like, wait a minute, you engineer, but you collect Jordans and you got Yeezys and stuff like that. What's the, like, sneakerheads don't wear Jordans or Yeezys in the tech industry, at least. So those two things kind of go a good way for me. And yeah, that's how I feel about shoes, man. It's definitely one of those things that just kind of bring people together. And growing up, it wasn't always like that. I used to actually get clowned because I used to wear Shaqs in middle school that they used to have like Payless and stuff like that. So I never try to put anyone down for the shoes that they like or what have you. But it's something that I enjoy and something I work hard for. So at the end of the day, they're just shoes. But if they attribute to something to make you feel away, man, collect that stuff and enjoy it.
All right, Yohn, so is there anything else that you want to touch on before we just end this interview?
Sure, man. First, let me give thanks and honor to God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for blessing me with these opportunities to present on this platform. I really want to promote a Change is Coming Scholarship Fund. If you would like to provide resources to help out those who are interested in pursuing higher education, please donate. The page is on my LinkedIn profile, and we can use those funds to really create some opportunities for those in need. Last but not least, shout out to my frat, Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, to those ice cold brothers. And please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I really want to use my platform to help others, whether that be professionally, personally, or in any way possible. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I love to help those in need.
And that concludes this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It really do help my channel when it comes down to the YouTube algorithm. If you guys have any questions regarding anything, just hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on the gram at DreThePlug123. And then also go check out my other YouTube channel. This is actually my second channel. My first one was called Andre Classic Cuts. I basically go in and give tutorials about all types of different haircuts. I actually show people how to do different type of things with the clippers that has never been done, and I pretty much go into detail as to why certain things happen. So definitely go check out that channel. Besides that, be on the lookout for my next content that's dropping. Be on the lookout for it because it's coming real soon. And I'm out.